Guys, Bomac says the fight between Manny Pacquiao and Keith Thurman will go 12 rounds. Neither of them guys have the power to stop one another. He feels that this fight is a 12-round fight. It's a decision fight. It's not a fight that's going to end by knockout by the guy. He said Keith Thurman hasn't got the power to knock out Manny Pacquiao, and I don't think he thinks Manny Pacquiao has the power to knock out Keith Thurman. So what do I think? Do I think that this fight there can be a stoppage? Absolutely. We've seen Manny Pacquiao stop before by guys that probably don't have the power of Keith Thurman. You know, does Marquez punch as hard as Keith Thurman? Probably not. Does Manny Pacquiao have the power to stop Keith one-time Thurman? Well, does Manny Pacquiao hit harder than Josecito Lopez? Absolutely. You know, if Josecito Lopez can really stun and stagger Keith Thurman and almost have him out almost, you know, where he looked like he was about to get knocked out and seconds away from being stopped, then I'm pretty sure Manny Pacquiao can do damage to him as well. A lot of people were saying, well, that was Thurman's first fight back from, you know, an injury, and he had a 2-year layoff. But nevertheless, Keith Thurman, I've always thought he's vulnerable. Even before the injury, he was vulnerable. His chin was definitely dicey. The ability of Thurman to take body shots is dicey. So we know that. We know Thurman, it can be hurt. He's vulnerable. He's shown it many times in the past. And that doesn't just get better over time. That will show somewhere down the line again. If you're vulnerable to the chin or to the body, you will get found out in fights. And I believe Thurman will get found out. Eventually, I do believe that vulnerability he has is going to end up in him having a loss. I think that's just going to happen. We saw that with Anthony Joshua. We saw signs of vulnerability with him. And eventually, he did take his loss against Andy Ruiz. So when you're vulnerable, when you've got that vulnerability, there is a chance that you will get exposed. You will get, you know, knocked out. And Thurman, definitely, any fight that Thurman he has a chance of being knocked out. I think that's just plain for everyone to see. I don't think Thurman is gonna get any better. Yeah, he might become better defensively where he's harder to hit. But the other thing is with Thurman, it's like his concentration levels are not the greatest. He gives you opportunities to hit him, and eventually you will land on Keith Thurman. And he doesn't have, like I said, the greatest of chins or the greatest punch resistance to the body. He does get hurt. He's shown that many times in the past. So I do think that if Pacquiao lands flush on Thurman, that he definitely has the ability to stop him. I also think Thurman can knock out Manny Pacquiao. If he hits him with a sweet right hand, we don't know how Manny Pacquiao's legs are going to react. We don't know how Manny Pacquiao's going to react by being hit by a much bigger man, you know, at this age. You know, what legitimate welterweight that he's fought that was big, strong, of recent times. Even Mayweather wasn't a big welterweight. This is the first time he's fighting somebody that's a legitimate, big, strong welterweight. Pacquiao hasn't fought a guy like that in a long while. So Keith Thurman can definitely knock out Manny Pacquiao. Even though if Pacquiao fans or Pacquiao may be in denial, Keith Thurman definitely has the punch power to hurt Manny Pacquiao. But Manny Pacquiao also has the punch power to put Thurman away. So that's why this makes this fight interesting. So I don't agree with you know, Bomac that neither guy has the ability to knock each other out, and this fight's going to be a decision for sure. I think it can go to decision, but I wouldn't bet my house on it. That's for sure, because I feel like there can be a knockout, especially when you got a 41-year-old in there and you got a guy that's vulnerable, and we've seen that in the past that he's you know, been staggered and hurt many times in Keith Thurman. That to say that this fight is going to be a decision, I think I don't think, you know, you can you can be for sure. You know, when Golovkin and Canelo fight, I can say for sure that I think that's going to be a 12-round decision, because both guys have granite chins and both guys haven't in their past shown any sign of vulnerability. Yes, anything can happen in boxing. If you get caught with a big punch and it staggers you, it takes your equilibrium away, it can happen. But if we were to say on probability, chances are Canelo Golovkin's going to points. With Keith Thurman Pacquiao, because Pacquiao's been knocked out before, and Thurman has shown so many signs of vulnerability, I don't think you can say for sure that the fight's going to go to decision. So this is my take on it, but Bomac thinks that the fight goes to decision. What do you guys think? Leave your thoughts, guys. Remember to please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. I'll see you guys in the next video.